Have you ever felt torn between two opposing forces? A deep internal conflict that pulls you in different directions? That feeling of being caught between choices, desires, or emotional needs? If this resonates with you, the universe is about to offer you a powerful opportunity to find the balance you've been seeking. As we enter the energy of the full moon in Libra, know that this lunar event is here to guide you toward harmony, not just in your relationships, but also within yourself. This is a moment when the universe amplifies your emotions and calls for self-reflection, providing the chance to evaluate where balance is needed in your life. The full moon in Libra is a time when emotions come to the surface and our awareness is heightened. Libra, represented by the scales, is all about equilibrium. It's about finding harmony between opposing forces and understanding how to create balance in our lives. Whether it's balancing work with rest, personal time with professional responsibilities, or even the conflict between our desires and the need for self-care, this full moon brings those contrasts into sharper focus. It asks us to reflect on how well we are managing these areas of our lives and where we might need to make adjustments. During this time, the universe invites us to step back and take a hard look at the relationships and commitments that we hold dear. But Libra's influence doesn't only extend to how we relate to others, it also extends inward. This full moon is an invitation to evaluate the internal balance that we strive for on a daily basis. It's about checking in with ourselves and asking, am I giving enough to my own well-being? Am I nurturing my emotional needs as much as I'm nurturing the needs of others? Libra's energy asks us to be honest with ourselves about where we are overextending or where we may be neglecting certain aspects of our lives that require attention. As the full moon illuminates our emotional landscape, we are encouraged to pay close attention to how our feelings are influencing our actions and interactions. Sometimes we are so focused on external obligations or other people's needs that we lose touch with our own. This full moon shines a light on those areas where we might feel out of balance, where we might be pushing ourselves too hard or not giving ourselves the space to rest and rejuvenate. It asks us to consider whether we are compromising too much of ourselves in the pursuit of peace or approval from others, and whether that compromise is healthy. The energy of the full moon in Libra also asks us to find balance within our relationships. This is a time to reflect on the dynamics between you and those you hold close. Are these relationships built on mutual respect and equality, or do you feel like you're always giving more than you receive? It's an opportunity to reflect on the balance of give and take in your connections with others. The full moon in Libra encourages us to evaluate if our relationships are serving us in a way that is aligned with our values, or if adjustments need to be made to bring them into greater harmony. When we talk about balance in relationships, it's not just about the other person's actions, but also about how we show up. Are we being honest with ourselves about our needs and boundaries? Are we communicating openly and respectfully, or are we holding back to avoid conflict? The full moon in Libra urges us to be courageous in finding that balance, not just for the sake of the relationship, but for our own emotional well-being. It's a time to reflect on where we may need to speak up, set boundaries, or even let go of relationships that are no longer aligned with who we are or where we're going. As much as this full moon is about external relationships, it is equally about the internal dialogue we have with ourselves. Libra's energy is about finding balance not only in how we interact with others, but also in how we interact with ourselves. How do we view ourselves in relation to the world around us? Are we overly critical, or are we too lenient with ourselves? This lunar event calls us to find equilibrium within, to embrace both our strengths and our weaknesses with compassion. It encourages us to stop being so hard on ourselves and instead foster a sense of peace with who we are. When we balance our internal dialogue, we create the foundation for healthier external relationships as well. The full moon in Libra presents a beautiful opportunity to heal any imbalances in your emotional life. If there are parts of yourself that you have neglected or ignored, now is the time to give them the attention they deserve. If you have been overworking or neglecting your emotional needs, take this time to slow down and recalibrate. This is a moment to recognize where you need to restore harmony in your life, whether it's through rest, self-care, or setting healthier boundaries with others. Libra's energy is about self-care as much as it is about care for others, and this full moon invites you to explore how you can integrate both into your life more seamlessly. Another important aspect of this full moon is its invitation to acknowledge the power of forgiveness. Libra is a sign of justice, fairness, and balance, and while that often manifests in our external relationships, it also asks us to be fair and just with ourselves. If you are holding on to past hurts, grudges, or regrets, now is a powerful time to let them go. Holding on to emotional baggage only disturbs your inner balance, and forgiveness, both of others and yourself, is key to restoring harmony. The full moon's light shines on the areas where forgiveness can heal old wounds, bringing emotional peace and allowing you to move forward with a clearer heart. The energy of the full moon in Libra is all about creating space for harmony in your life, and that starts with understanding where you might be out of balance. Whether it's your relationships, your work-life balance, or your relationship with yourself, this is a time to reflect on where you need to bring more equilibrium into your world. The universe is offering you the chance to restore balance in areas that have been neglected or imbalanced, and to embrace a future that is aligned with your deepest emotional needs. Through this energy, you can step into a space of emotional clarity, peace, and connection with both yourself and others. As you reflect on your life, relationships, and emotional needs, take time to recognize the areas that require healing and balance. The full moon in Libra is asking you to focus on where you can bring harmony to release what no longer serves you, and to embrace a future that nurtures both your emotional well-being and the relationships that matter most to you. Under the light of this full moon, you might begin to notice a shift in the intensity of your thoughts and emotions. It's as if everything feels more heightened, and you may find yourself questioning the dynamics in your relationships, asking whether they are truly giving you the peace and harmony that you seek. The energy of this moon brings a sense of introspection, and you may feel an urge to reassess your commitments. Questions may arise within you, such as, am I aligned with what I truly value? Am I honoring my needs and maintaining a sense of balance? These questions are not arbitrary. They are brought to the surface by the full moon in Libra, which illuminates areas of your life that may require adjustment or reflection. It is an opportunity to gain clarity on the direction your relationships and personal life are taking, and to make any changes necessary to bring more peace and alignment into your world. As the full moon shines a light on your relationships, both with others and with yourself, you might feel a deep need to resolve conflicts that have been left unaddressed. There may be lingering tensions or emotional misunderstandings with those close to you, and this moon brings the energy to face those issues head-on. It's a time when the urge to find common ground becomes stronger, and you may feel compelled to work through disagreements or challenges that have been simmering beneath the surface. However, it is essential to understand that finding balance in relationships doesn't necessarily mean that both parties will always agree. It is about creating a space where both people feel heard, understood, and respected. The full moon in Libra encourages you to engage in open and honest communication, where both individuals can express their feelings without fear of being dismissed or misunderstood. The energy of Libra invites you to approach your relationships with a spirit of compromise and understanding. It asks you to be open to finding solutions that benefit both parties, solutions that nurture peace, rather than forcing you to choose sides. In relationships, peace doesn't mean silence or avoidance. It means creating an environment where both people can express their truths and work toward mutual understanding. This moon reminds us that relationships thrive when they are based on respect and emotional harmony. It is not about winning arguments or proving a point. It is about coming together in a way that respects both individuals' feelings, needs, and desires. At the same time, Libra's energy teaches us that finding harmony doesn't always mean avoiding difficult conversations. Instead, it's about approaching those conversations with grace and open hearts. This full moon encourages you to be brave in addressing the issues that may have been uncomfortable to confront. It calls for vulnerability and emotional honesty, reminding you that sometimes the road to peace involves tackling the hard truths that may have been avoided. By being willing to address difficult emotions and situations head-on, you create the opportunity for greater emotional intimacy and stronger connections in your relationships. The full moon in Libra also brings into focus the relationship you have with yourself. During this time, you may feel prompted to reflect on whether you are maintaining balance in your own emotional world. Are you giving enough to yourself? Or have you been overly focused on meeting the needs of others? This moon asks you to take a step back and evaluate whether you are truly honoring your own needs while also being there for those you care about. Self-care is crucial for maintaining balance in any relationship, and this full moon encourages you to check in with yourself. Are you taking the time to nurture your emotional well-being, or have you been neglecting your own needs in favor of other responsibilities? Libra's energy is about seeking equilibrium, and it asks you to reflect on whether you have been giving too much of yourself in your relationships, leaving little room for self-care. This full moon encourages you to strike a balance between caring for others and caring for yourself. When you maintain emotional balance within yourself, you are better equipped to show up authentically in your relationships. It is about recognizing your own worth and ensuring that you are not sacrificing your emotional health for the sake of pleasing others. This moon invites you to establish boundaries that honor your needs while still fostering compassion and connection with those around you. In addition to reflecting on your relationships, this full moon encourages you to assess how well you are communicating with others. Are there unspoken feelings or unresolved issues that you've been avoiding? Libra's influence highlights the importance of expressing your emotions clearly and without hesitation. This is the time to release any fears about speaking your truth and to let go of any lingering resentment or hurt that might be blocking your ability to connect authentically. The full moon brings a sense of urgency to address these emotional blockages, creating the space for you to speak from the heart and listen with compassion. As you navigate this time, you may find that you feel a greater sense of clarity in your communication, allowing you to engage more meaningfully with others. This lunar energy encourages you to let go of any negative patterns that may have been disrupting your relationships. If there are recurring conflicts or cycles of tension that seem to repeat, the full moon offers an opportunity to break free from them. It's a time for healing, for addressing old wounds, and for creating new emotional patterns that promote growth and peace. The energy of Libra helps you understand where balance needs to be restored and where you can make positive changes to improve the way you connect with others. Whether it's learning to compromise, letting go of outdated beliefs, or simply being more present and supportive, this full moon provides the space for you to make those adjustments and bring your relationships into greater harmony. The full moon in Libra is about more than just resolving conflicts. It's about actively creating emotional equilibrium in every area of your life. By addressing your own emotional needs, finding common ground in your relationships, and practicing clear and compassionate communication, you can restore the balance that the full moon is highlighting. It's a reminder that while challenges will always arise in relationships, the ability to approach them with an open heart, a willingness to compromise, and a commitment to mutual respect is what truly nurtures harmony. The energy of this full moon guides you toward emotional clarity, greater connection with others, and a deeper understanding of yourself. Through this process of reflection and adjustment, you can create relationships that are grounded in love, peace, and mutual understanding. As you move through the energy of the full moon, it's essential to pay close attention to the thoughts and emotions that surface within you. This is a time when your inner world is likely to feel more amplified, and you may begin to notice areas where you feel out of balance. The full moon's energy calls on you to reflect on your emotional landscape, to identify where you might need to bring more fairness into your life, and to recognize where you may be compromising too much or neglecting your own needs. It's a time when you may ask yourself, where do I need to bring more harmony into my relationships, or even within myself? The energy of this full moon illuminates areas that need attention, encouraging you to find ways to restore balance and peace. You may also find that certain relationships are brought into focus, asking you to reconsider how you are showing up for others, and whether you're receiving the respect and care that you deserve. Libra, the sign that governs this full moon, encourages finding equilibrium in relationships. But it also asks you to consider if you are in alignment with your own values and emotional needs. Are you honoring yourself, or have you been overly focused on the needs of others? The full moon's energy prompts you to assess these dynamics and take action where necessary. Perhaps there is a situation that calls for compromise, where both sides need to adjust in order to find common ground. Or you may feel the need to set a boundary to protect your emotional well-being, especially if you have been giving more than you've been receiving. This moment is also about deep listening. The full moon asks you to listen not just to others, but to yourself as well. This is the time to cultivate the art of active listening, to truly hear what others are saying, and to understand where they're coming from. It's easy to react defensively or emotionally, but the full moon calls on you to engage in conversations with compassion, seeking to understand rather than to be understood. Listening deeply requires patience and openness, and it is through this approach that true connection can occur. Whether it's a difficult conversation with a loved one or a moment of introspection, this full moon reminds you that understanding comes when we allow ourselves to listen with empathy, without judgment. As much as the full moon calls on you to listen to others, it also encourages you to listen to your own heart. Your inner voice is an essential guide during this time, helping you navigate any emotional turbulence that may arise. Take time to check in with yourself. How are you truly feeling? What is your intuition telling you? Are there unspoken emotions that need to be acknowledged? The full moon in Libra shines a light on these deeper aspects of yourself, giving you the opportunity to process and honor your feelings. Your emotions are valid, and this lunar energy calls you to embrace them fully, without fear or denial. Amid the emotional intensity that may come with this full moon, it's important to prioritize self-care. This is a time when restoring balance within yourself is crucial, and engaging in self-care rituals will help you realign your energy. Practices like yoga, meditation, or simply spending time in nature can help calm your mind and soothe your emotions. These activities create space for you to reconnect with yourself and find the peace that you may be seeking. When emotions are heightened, grounding yourself through these mindful practices can help you regain clarity and balance. Whether it's through a quiet moment of meditation, a soothing walk, or simply breathing deeply, allow yourself the time to slow down and recharge. Nurturing yourself is essential during this time. It's easy to get caught up in the rush of life, in the demands of others, or the weight of unresolved emotions. But the full moon calls on you to slow down and create space for self-reflection. Take time for activities that make you feel calm and centered. It could be something as simple as sitting in quiet contemplation, journaling your thoughts and emotions, or spending time with nature. These moments of solitude allow you to process what's happening within you, helping you make sense of any confusion or emotional upheaval. Creative expression, such as writing or drawing, can also help you channel and release any pent-up emotions, offering you a sense of clarity and emotional release. Connecting with nature is another powerful way to restore balance during this full moon. Whether it's spending time outside, taking a walk in the park, or simply sitting in the presence of trees or plants, nature offers a grounding energy that can help you reconnect with your true self. Nature's rhythms mirror the cycles within us, and by immersing yourself in the natural world, you can regain a sense of equilibrium. Nature offers you the space to release emotional tension and allows you to process your feelings in a calm and peaceful environment. The full moon in Libra invites you to find peace within yourself, and nature can serve as a beautiful reminder of the inherent balance that exists in the world around you. Taking a break from the noise of everyday life is equally important. With everything going on, it can be easy to lose touch with yourself. This full moon encourages you to make time for moments of stillness, where you can reflect on your emotional needs and assess the balance in your life. Creating that space for quiet reflection allows you to listen to your inner wisdom and make decisions that are aligned with your true desires and values. By prioritizing your own emotional health, you are better able to show up for others in a way that is healthy and nurturing. This full moon's energy is about creating balance both internally and externally, and by caring for yourself, you set the foundation for a more harmonious life. This time is also about letting go of any emotions that no longer serve you. If there are lingering feelings of resentment, anger, or frustration, the full moon in Libra offers a chance to release them. By processing these emotions through self-care practices and reflection, you can let go of what holds you back from finding true emotional balance. The full moon invites you to shed old emotional patterns and make space for healing, growth, and new emotional clarity. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means freeing yourself from the emotional weight that no longer serves your highest good. This is a powerful moment for emotional release, allowing you to move forward with a sense of peace and balance that you've been seeking. Take this time to honor yourself and reflect on the emotional landscape of your life. The full moon in Libra calls for balance, healing, and self-awareness. Through mindful listening, self-care, and emotional release, you can restore harmony within yourself and in your relationships, creating a sense of peace that aligns with your true needs and values. As you reflect on your relationships and emotional state, the full moon in Libra urges you not to shy away from making the necessary changes to restore balance in your life. This is a moment for transformation, a time when the energy of the moon provides an opportunity to release what no longer serves you, whether it's a person, a situation, or an outdated emotional pattern that's been pulling you out of alignment. The full moon's energy offers you the chance to reassess the dynamics of your relationships and consider where adjustments need to be made in order to create more harmony. This is a powerful time to look closely at where you may feel out of sync and to take intentional steps to bring balance back into your life. You might find that it's time to let go of toxic influences or to reevaluate how much emotional energy you are investing in others, asking yourself if you are giving enough to yourself in return. The Libra full moon asks you to consider setting new boundaries. Perhaps there are areas in your relationships where you have been overextending yourself, either emotionally or physically, and this moon invites you to recalibrate that balance. You may realize that you've been giving too much of yourself to others at the expense of your own well-being. The moon's energy calls you to adjust that dynamic, not out of selfishness, but out of a deep understanding that in order to give the best of yourself to others, you must first nurture yourself. Setting new boundaries doesn't mean distancing yourself from those you care about. It means protecting your emotional space so that you can show up as your best self, grounded and whole. This is a time to make decisions that promote peace and harmony, not only in your relationships with others, but also in your relationship with yourself. The full moon in Libra encourages you to think about the balance between your personal needs and the needs of those around you. Are you giving yourself the space to rest, recharge, and reflect, or have you been too focused on meeting the demands of others? This moon calls for you to find that middle ground where you can take care of your own emotional needs while also being there for the people you care about. Relationships are meant to nourish us, but they require healthy boundaries and mutual respect. By adjusting the way you engage with others, you create the space for those relationships to thrive in a way that is supportive, not draining. During this time, trust that the universe is guiding you toward what is best for your emotional well-being. The energy of the full moon in Libra serves as a reminder that you have the power to bring balance back into your life. It asks you to reflect on the areas where you feel misaligned and to trust your intuition to guide you toward the changes you need to make. If there are situations or relationships that are causing you unnecessary tension or emotional distress, this full moon provides the energy to help you release them. Whether it's letting go of old wounds, toxic patterns, or unhealthy attachments, the full moon's energy supports your healing process and helps you create the emotional clarity you need to move forward. Letting go of the past is an essential part of this transformative period. You may feel that there are old emotional scars or unresolved issues that need to be addressed. The full moon in Libra shines a light on these areas, encouraging you to release any lingering tension or negative energy that you may have been carrying. This is the time to forgive, not just others, but also yourself. Holding on to past hurts or unproductive patterns keeps you stuck, preventing you from moving forward in your life. The energy of the full moon offers you the space to process those emotions and to make peace with what has happened. Forgiveness, whether it's for yourself or others, brings the healing you need to move forward with a renewed sense of peace and balance. In addition to releasing old emotional baggage, the full moon in Libra invites you to embrace the growth that comes from making positive changes in your life. You might not always be able to control the circumstances around you, but you can control how you respond to them. The full moon's energy encourages you to let go of any old patterns that no longer serve you, replacing them with new habits and ways of thinking that support your growth and emotional health. Every decision you make during this time is a step closer to a more harmonious existence. By choosing to let go of what is no longer aligned with your true self, you create space for something better to enter your life. This is a time of deep emotional renewal, and the changes you make now will have a lasting impact on your emotional well-being. The full moon in Libra is here to help you rediscover the peace and harmony that may have been lost or compromised along the way. It is guiding you toward the relationships and situations that will nourish your soul and contribute to your overall sense of well-being. Trust that by making the adjustments needed in your life, you are moving closer to the life you want. A life that is balanced, fulfilling, and aligned with your deepest emotional needs. The universe is supporting you in this process, and by embracing the changes that come with this full moon, you create the foundation for greater emotional clarity and peace. This is a time to listen to yourself and make decisions that support your long-term happiness. Reflect on the relationships and situations that require attention and adjustments, and trust that the steps you take now will bring you closer to the emotional equilibrium you seek. As you release what no longer serves you and embrace positive change, You are stepping into a future that is more harmonious and aligned with your true emotional needs. Take a deep breath and feel the energy of this powerful full moon. As you do, trust that it is guiding you toward greater balance, growth, and transformation. This moment is not just about emotional release or reflection. It is about embracing change and aligning with the cosmic flow. The full moon's energy encourages you to step forward, leaving behind any old patterns or imbalances that have kept you from experiencing the peace and harmony you deserve. It's a time to recognize the areas of your life where you may feel out of sync, and to take the necessary steps to realign yourself with your true emotional needs. This is a period of growth, where the universe is offering you the chance to let go of what no longer serves you. The energy of the full moon illuminates areas that need healing or attention, providing the clarity you need to make changes. Trust that every step you take now brings you closer to a life that is balanced and fulfilling. It is the perfect time to release emotional baggage, heal old wounds, and open your heart to new possibilities. By letting go of what has been holding you back, you make room for growth, renewal, and transformation. Embrace the changes that this full moon brings. It's not always easy, but it's necessary for your emotional evolution. As you align with the cosmic flow, you will begin to feel a greater sense of peace within yourself. This energy encourages you to honor your needs, set boundaries, and nurture yourself while still being open to the relationships and experiences that bring value to your life. By allowing yourself the space to grow and transform, you are creating a life that reflects the balance and harmony that you deserve. As you step forward into this new chapter, remember that this full moon is here to guide you toward the emotional clarity and stability you seek. Trust the process and know that every decision you make is a step toward a more harmonious existence, not only with others, but with yourself. The universe is supporting you, and this moment is a gift that will help you create a future that is aligned with your truest desires and needs.